Hello there, my name is Thomas Grollo and welcome to my YouTube channel. Now it's about 8 o'clock in the morning and I usually don't wake up this early because I usually work until 3 o'clock in the morning or something like this. But today is different and I'm waking up early and let's do something crazy, shall we?
Right, what do we have? And this is fun. So I've completely removed the volume, the ATR and all the most important stuff and just left the indicators. I'll go with the MACD and the stochastic for the day with just some custom settings. Ooh, this is a little bit a nervous situation, and for me it's gonna be quite difficult for me to ignore all the things that I might see in the price and just use blindly the indicators. So don't do something as stupid as this with real money. Always remember that indicators are notoriously unreliable, as I have mentioned in many of my previous videos. And this video is for educational purposes only, and I know a certain amount of money that I'm ready to lose on it, just you know, for fun, for maybe make some money, maybe lose some money. It's just indicators are simple gambling, as many people call day trading gambling, and this is as gambling as it gets. So you have to be really careful with this kind of trading. I don't really have that very much time for any stock picking and serious preparation for trading and spending many hours at the trading desk. However, there was an argument that I had with one of my followers on social media and sometimes I do have those when I have time to argue with people about trading methods and approaches, and a lot of people like to tell me about indicators being amazing and super reliable and super productive, and that they have made at least a few $100,000 trading with indicators and all this kind of bullshit. So recently had an argument with a guy who is using the combination of RSI and stochastic. I have never used RSI, and not even in my olden days, and for the purposes of practice of systematic trading, and that's also actually the reason why I have indicators, a few indicator strategies included in my learning program, trading learning program. But for the purposes of practice of systematic approach to trading, indicators are good at practicing the systematic approach and knowing exactly, a simple signal of whatever structure, you click buy or you click sell, and that's it, and then you have the same kind of a reason to leave a trade. So it's a great way to practice systematic approach. A lot of people, they somehow understand the market, but then their trading is not replicable. So you cannot replicate what they're doing, and neither can they. So they just enter randomly, even though their view is not bad. And this is what indicators can help with, is to actually steer you into the way of understanding what systematic approach to trading means, and how to trade systematically, and how to actually later on record your trades, and how to analyze your actions, you know, a few weeks after you've taken those actions. So that's the only real purpose of indicator trading, in my personal opinion. So yeah, today I have I'll be trading with 3 contracts, so my stop would be at 1,500 euro, so a bit below $2,000, and the take profit will be around 60 points, so that's gonna be 4,500 euro or about $5,000. So I'll let myself have 3 losses in a row. So if I have 3 losses in a row, that's it. I'll be done, I'll be finished, and I will not be doing any more of it because it's gonna get very expensive. So 3 losses, that's gonna be about $5,000. So I'm ready to put up $5,000 just to make this social experiment, which I know how it's gonna end, but maybe, just maybe, I'll be lucky and I'll make some money today with just pure indicators. Now, if I lose some money, then I lose some money. But if I make some money, then just for the purposes of this video and for the purposes of Monday and just celebrating life, I'll donate this money to a local charity that works with orphanages. So yeah, that's my plan pretty much. So I'm not gonna, even if I get lucky, that's not gonna be something I'll keep in my pocket. I'll donate it to the local charity. Okay, so I'm not gonna go into too much detail what kind of a indicator strategy I'm gonna be using. It's hard for me to even call it a strategy, but it's something that is covered in my learning program as well. Once again, not for real money trading, but for the purposes of a systematic approach to trading. And a lot of people are asking me if it's possible to combine indicators with proper ways of trading, which is the analysis of level 2 market data, the use of key market levels, which is actually the shifts of supply and demand and all of this stuff. It really is good. And the question is, can you really combine these ways of trading? And the answer is yes. You can certainly combine them, and there are certain ways of how I teach my students to combine indicators and, for example, key market levels. And those ways are good. So they are usable, replicable, and again involve a systematic way of trading. And at the same time, they're not complete randomness like pure indicator trading, when you're just blindly trusting lines on the screen that are being computed via some certain algorithm and just a mathematical equation that takes the data from the candles that you can see and just basically puts them into a code that spits out a certain structure in visual structure in the indicator itself. I mean, how reliable can this be? And the answer is, it's pretty damn unreliable, that's for sure. I mean, there used to be, maybe the indicators were reliable, something like MACD. I don't know, you can Google it, don't quote me on it, but I think MACD is at least 20 years old. So the guy who has invented MACD, I think created it like 20 years ago or 30 years ago, something absolutely crazy. And back then, there wasn't as much money in the market, so there wasn't as much volatility, and just markets, dying and then exploding and then dying again and then exploding. So so it wasn't so much of side move-ish activity and then sudden unpredictable explosions, so to speak. And maybe back then MACD would have been okay to use, purely MACD and nothing else, because primarily the strategy of MACD, that when the MACD was created, it was supposed to be as the trigger line, which is the orange one, is crossed by the blue line, which is the MACD line. This is a sell signal. So this one here would be around this location, would be a sell signal, and then when it crosses back over, this is a buy signal. And as you can see here, theoretically this trade here would have worked nicely. However, as the market slows down, and this is a place where it slowed down, so it was quite slow here during the night, and then this is the pre-market, so it also did have a movement of whatever 60 points, and then it just 40 points, then it slows down again into a side move, and this is where you're gonna lose a lot of money if you're gonna use the MACD just the way it was intended to be used. And sometimes there are gonna be days of only side move-ish activity, and it's not gonna be a really nice picture. So yeah, basically you would have to enter into a long trade here, then you'd have to change into a short trade here, then into a long trade again here, then into a short trade somewhere again here, which again would work. But so far, I don't know, maybe it's gonna be a spike going down and then we'll retrace real quick. So I mean, this kind of trading is a little bit suicidal, I'd call it. But there are a few structures that are occurring a lot, not as often as the one that I just described, and that's the one that I would personally use if I were crazy enough to trade purely with indicators. So it's something that I'm currently waiting for. There was a possibility to enter around this location here, maybe, but again, it's difficult for me to see. And as I always tell my students, if you cannot see it, it's probably not there. So just gonna be waiting here, sitting here and doing this fun social experiment, and it just has some flashbacks for me from back in the day when I did a lot of super hyperactive trading, and I did take quite a lot of indicator trades, but of course only in combination with other approaches and tools, and the indicators constituted maybe like, I don't know, maybe 10% of my reasoning in some of my trades, which weren't too many trades. So yeah, all right, so I'm just gonna try to do some work because it's Monday and I really need to get on top of a few issues right now, and I really need to get to them. So I'll just fast forward, I guess, to the first entry if we're gonna finally see one happen. So, would this be our first entry here today? Could be. Well, might not be. Let's see where this candle finishes and we'll see if it's crumble, which seems like it's gonna be a crumble. Then nothing. Could be a long trade, counter trend. But I can see something in the 15-minute chart potentially. I cannot really tell much by just looking at it. I need to analyze it and to see other time frames as well. Yeah, all the rest are just stocks. I have gold and S&P 500, but I don't have any other time frames for DAX opened. So yeah, can't really tell much, but that's also a good thing because otherwise it would be even more difficult for me to click what I'm about to click today, if I'm gonna click anything at all, because it's market has been open for 20 minutes. Kassa in Germany, and this time, by the way, is not correct. This is New York time, New York Stock Exchange time. I've set it out in this way because I was trading stocks. Last when I was trading stocks because I wanted to add some material to the learning program particularly about stock trading, and that's what quite a few students have requested me to do. So that's what we did. And right now the time is 9 o'clock. Let me check. 9 o'clock, 9:20 in Germany. Holy shit. So the market has opened about 20 minutes ago, the German Kassa, the futures market. So it has been about, 26 minutes since the opening of the market. There was some kind of a signal here, but let me see, some kind of a signal here, but it just is so latent, so I cannot really tell if it's such a super tiny one, so I just don't really like it, and the overall structure as well. So I'm just gonna be waiting for something that is clear, understandable, vivid, and nice. If you can say that something in indicators, pure indicators, is nice, but yeah, so let's wait for that. And in the meantime, I've responded to about 6 emails, about 4 messages from my team, and I have to do quite a lot of work still, and then I have to go into the city to have about 2 meetings, and then to go and help my mother with one thing with the house. So yeah, and you know, it's when you have family, and relationships can be very different, and with my mother it's quite a funny story, always been a big problem always argued with her because when I was into super active trading, I basically disappeared from the lives of my family, and that led to quite a few negative emotions, obviously. And my mother is the kind of a person that, with the help around the house, I can pay for it. It's not a problem that I can just give her a certain allowance per month and help her with, keeping up with the house. But and that I still do it. But there are certain things that she really likes me to help her with personally, so that I can come by and have a cup of tea and help her do this or that. And yeah, so and she gets really upset if I don't do it. So yeah. All right, it seems like maybe a signal is coming. This one right here, way beyond the trigger. Might be so late, but I promised myself not to pay attention to those kinds of things, and I'll ignore that it's super late and that it's probably the ATR is already at a certain number, but I don't have a daily chart and the ATR reading, just like so many of hyperactive, super powerful traders. So I'll just stick to it and I'll just see what happens, because again, this is a social experiment and don't repeat this at home. But yeah. All right, yeah, it seems like this is a signal really I cannot ignore this one, but it's just a nice down moving trend, but just something's telling me that it might stop at some point. But whatever, let's just go for it, because we promised to trade purely indicators, nothing else. I'm not even giving too much attention to the major trend. And but this is some old key market level I have here. Oh no. Was it a signal? Yeah, it was a signal that we just missed. This is something that is so weak. Yeah, well. And there is also some old key market level at 13,792. Damn it. Okay, well, let's see how the price reacts to it. It wasn't there on purpose, it's something old. So I don't know if it's gonna even have any effect on the price or not. I don't know where it's from. I don't remember where it's from. It might be from a daily chart, might be from an hourly chart. The biggest one that I have is 15 minutes for the purposes of this social experiment. But maybe we did not enter here, and maybe we'll be lucky because this key market level will just turn around the price for at least in a short-term perspective, and we'll just have stopped us out. So let's see what happens. If it does, then it will be just pure luck. Very interesting. Watch this. Touching the level. And again, I don't know where it's from. I don't want to, spoil my view, but maybe it's just gonna break it. Maybe it's a weak one. But it was placed by me, so it meant something at some point. And here, we just touched it precisely. And this is what I call a key market level. That the effects on the price are often tremendous. And the best things to do, to analyze the market are the key market levels in combination with other tools, obviously, as well, not just key market levels. Key market levels are super, super, super powerful. And as you can see here, again, anything can happen in the next 5 seconds, but it's just some good old key market level on the chart that I completely forgot about. But it's funny how it works, just on point. But let's see what happens next. Oh well, look at that. So far, looks like a good thing that we just got lucky and did not take this trade. So if we did, then our entry would have been somewhere here, and we would be at the 0 line right now. It seems like our stop would have been somewhere above here, which wouldn't be very far away. But let's say maybe we can take a counter trend right now, and in this case, which I should really pay attention to, would be in agreement with the ATR, as well as this key market level that seems to be here. So it seems to be there, and it's just by an accident. I did not place it there. It's an old one, but illustrates really well how they work and how they affect the market. And it's just a place that price just got scared of it, and it might be a 3-month-old key market level. And look how it works, as many of my students say, like magic. And but the most difficult part about them is proper placement of these levels, and the proper understanding of the levels, and proper analysis of the levels, and at any given moment, because even now it might still go through the level, and the question is if you're gonna keep trading the same thing as a bounce model or the false break model, or are you gonna switch your perspective to a true break model. Although there are so many small details and so many moving parts, it's not even funny how many there are. And right now, coming to retest the level and see if this produces us a signal for an entry for a long trade. That would be really, really cool. But again, this is just a coincidence that there is a level here that I just forgot about, and I did not really see it in the chart. I just decided to do this kind of a challenge and this kind of a social experiment, so I just opened the charts, and obviously I went for my favorite DAX 30, and that's it, with absolutely zero preparation. That's how most traders do it. The traders who make up the statistic of losing traders in the world of trading, and they wouldn't even be using precise key market levels, precise and strict key market levels, and those are super precise and sometimes really hard to identify correctly. It's not just the support and resistance lines. They are theoretically support and resistance, but there is a huge difference between support and resistance and precise and strict key market levels. A lot of people don't understand that at all. And yeah, so basically a lot of people would not even place them correctly, or maybe they would place them but incorrectly, and they would maybe sometimes not even place them at all, and would be taking signals into the level, as I call it, into the level, and then what's the chance that we're gonna break it. Again, I did not know about this level, that it was there. It could be a weak one, maybe it's some old one that was a floating one, so absolutely no power, but maybe it's some good old one, that the one that worked before, so quite well. So it could be anything from anywhere, and again, I don't want to check right now, not to spoil my view and don't get too biased, because I want to be showing this simple way of trading. And a lot of people, that's how they trade, so they wouldn't even know about this place here, and they might end up over trading some kind of a structure when the price is just glued to a strong key market level, and there is just this piece of information that they should know, but they don't. Why? Because, well, they're not exactly as good at trading as they think that they are. Alright, this is looking good. Maybe we'll get ourselves a shot at a nice indicator trade. Oh, which is quite difficult for me to say a nice indicator trade, but okay. Alright, this is looking interesting. Really interesting. But again, it's indicators, so anything can happen. It seems like this is us in about 15 seconds. All right, there we go.
Buy market executed.
So our stop 20 points. All right, let's see. Let's go for it. So we have a slippage of just 1 point. Oh no, less. So that's good. Let's make it not as loud here. All right. What am I doing here? Having fun. No, as I like to say, it's only money. So let's say it's only 1,500 euro. Actually plays the stop quite well. It's a really nice technical stop, as well as fixed. Fixed is, well, according to the overall market value, it could have been a bit bigger, about 28 points, but 20 will do fine. I'm just used to having a 20-point stop. So, are we gonna be lucky today? Come on. Give us some luck. Let's just visualize it. I don't know if any affirmations and visualization is gonna help us here, but all we can do is try. Move it. Please. Move it. Please. Yes, yes, you can do it. Come on, show us some power. God damn it. Okay, okay. Okay, that's a lot better. Oh, well. Yeah. Alright, let me check one email real quick. Oh, right, we have 100 minus 100 euro. Right, at the basically at the zero line. You're in profit, profit, profit. Just kidding, I don't give a shit. You know, one of the things that trading has taught me is not to really care that very much about money. Because when you care about it too much, then somehow you start making a lot of mistakes. And just the luck just seems to be not on your side. But again, it does not concern this kind of trading, which is not the best. This entry though, it's not the worst because again, there is some kind of a key market level below it. I don't know what it is, but it is a something. So I guess it's you could, in this way you could say that it's not a bad entry. At least there is some kind of a support there for a long trade, which again we really cannot know what it is, so might be absolutely nothing and just a coincidence that the price has turned around right here at this very one small touch. But there is also not that very much power in our favor right now, which usually we really want to see that you know, power, and we really want to see that impulse as we enter, regardless of what kind of a strategy you're using, because any strategy should be looking for that impulse. Unless you're talking about indicator trading, then we cannot really expect to have any kind of an impulse there. It just is going to be random and it's going to be just luck if it's going to be there. Because it's really hard to explain why should there be an impulse, because with key market levels it's easy to explain. With the indicators it's not really, it's impossible to explain why would there be an impulse unless everybody would be using indicators, and quite a lot of people, and unfortunately, are using indicators, but they're using them in very different ways. And with key market levels, there are just a few structures: bounce model, true break model, false break model, and a few different false break models, but the logic stays the same. But with indicators, you can be trading, you know, there are thousands of different indicators, and you can be trading them in completely different shapes and ways and forms and time frames, and let alone the settings for the indicators. And I do have custom settings just to make it a little bit smoother and less to have less fluctuations in the price. But besides that, it's I don't know, it's hard to pinpoint. So are we after all out of luck today, or the luck is coming back? Because it just seems like to be a side movish thing which likes to pull our stop and just say thank you. Seems to be one of those situations, but if we move above at least this peak here, which again is, it's not gonna mean much, but it's gonna be at least something that we've moved above it. It would be very nice. It would show that we are at least showing some direction. So really slow, just slowing down into a side move, and that's not very good. Quite often you can use this as a rule to just exit this trade if there is no impulse. But again, we're not gonna use any rules, anything, any expectation evaluation, no ATR, nothing, absolutely nothing, just pure indicator trading. Trading like those Forex gurus, so to speak, with patterns and structures. Fucking hate the things, but sometimes I have to admit, sometimes they work, rarely, but they do. And it's just, you know, as dangerous as basically going to a casino and playing some roulette. But funny story is that I do know a guy who has made a lot of money like this, but he knew what he was doing, and as soon as his luck started running out, he stopped it and he cashed out. And he started with about $100,000, and he ended up making a few $100,000 into profit when he exited, because he made about $300,000-$400,000 into profit. Then his luck ran out, the market just changed. It wasn't as trendy every single day, so these kinds of entries would not work anymore, and that he would be starting to lose more than he was making. That's when he cashed out, because he knew that this is not gonna last. So, but it's funny, but it's a true story. There is a guy who's made a few $100,000 with just pure indicator trading, and he was using MACD and stochastic. And this guy, I know him, so I know exactly why he was doing it and how he was doing it. So, well, theoretically here we have moved above, a little bit above this peak, but again, no power. It's still struggling and trying to move, but maybe it will finally explode up. I don't know, maybe not, we'll see. But seems to be that sellers are still a lot stronger than buyers, even in a super hyperactive short term way of trading, which is this one right here, what we have on our screens today. Trying to do some work at the same moment. That's why people ask me, why aren't you trading actively when you're picking stocks and you have about 6, 7, 8 stocks at the same moment on your watch list, and you're trying to give directions to your team and to make sure that they're doing everything properly. It gets very frustrating very quickly, and that's to put it mildly. Because I'm trying to do my best not to make a mistake myself and give proper directions and explanations of what the hell they should be doing. So, at least some kind of a profit. Looks quite nice. Could be, you know, I would have nothing against a nice explosion right into our take profit. So what time is it? I have 2 hours. In about 2 hours I'll have to leave, unfortunately. So until then we'd need to have at least some resolution on this trade. It's really slow, so it might be taking a while. There isn't much power, and that's what worries me. Barely touched on this one here, but maybe it will squeeze and go up at least past the previous highs, stabilizing above them. Again, shouldn't be analyzing anything in any shape or form which would be close to the proper way of doing it. Just blindly trusting the indicators. And the indicator right now, what is it telling us? Here was our entry, a wave above, really nice hook and stochastic, which is above the ones here. And I know that this is also not the way to use the stochastic, so don't scream at me in the comments. And but this is the only way to use it ever so slightly in a more systematic way. And then so it's nice, hooks going up, going above 80 zone, so into the overbought zone, but I don't really give a shit about it. So again, I'm not using it as it was intended. I'm using it for different types of structures. And the MACD coming close to the zero line, spreading the bars here in between, so the distance between MACD and the trigger line are increasing. So according to indicators, everything is accelerating. Everything's looking great. So and we just went past them, so that's previous highs here. So that's real nice. So technically, and just with the indicators, and we have some acceleration here, looks very nice. And we have, that's quite nice, almost $2,000 into profit, which is not bad. But again, it's 3 full futures, and with the current margin requirement, that's not a small amount. So yeah, let's see what happens. Theoretically, we could adjust our stop just to have a free trade in the case if something happens. But again, it's not perfect and ideal for trading statistics. And here in this situation, the price is moving in a slow, choppy way. So we just might end up getting stopped out. But if the, yeah, so just think less. We're trading indicators, whatever. So we cannot really improve our chances here by too much. So let's just keep it the way it is. Okay, this looks quite nice. It's almost halfway to our take profit. Not bad. But again, the key market level there that I did not expect to see has perhaps increased our chances of, and if we were to trade, again, I don't know where this key market level is from, and I don't want to check now. Perhaps it was possible to trade a bounce model off of it, which would be just entering with a limit order right from here. So the entry would have been right from the level itself, and it would have been already near the take profit. And that would be the difference. So with the indicator, even if you're crazy enough to trade with them and off of the key market levels, you will always end up being a lot later. It's the entry itself is going to be a lot later than if you would have entered with the key market level itself. So that's why I always say that even if you trade with the indicator, pure indicators, then at least pay attention to where the key market levels are. And I still wouldn't do it in this way, but some people really like to do it, so there is nothing I can say to change their mind as long as they're making money, but which I really doubt, but who knows. Push it, push it, push it, push it, push it, push it. Almost $3,000 into profit. Well, I guess the local charity is going to be quite happy if this happens. If this trade works and we get our take profit of 4,500 euro or $5,000, then we'll see. Maybe we'll find some other entry. Again, we'll ignore the key market level, and we'll enter into a potentially into a short trade, so into the trend basically of 5 minutes and 15 minutes, and then hope for a nice income again. And so who knows, maybe we'll make even more. And just trying to, in the process, doing some work, because I need to, what I'm doing right now, maybe somebody's interested. What I'm doing right now is I'm putting a list for my IT team to the new list for updates for the main website. So all the improvements, we're constantly making improvements. So this is, I'm just creating a list for them to take care of. that want to be added to the learning platform, as well as the website itself. In general, the main website, quite a few things are still glitching, and this is what happens when you're creating a website from scratch. So that's what I'm trying to do. I have a physical written list by hand, and I'm putting it into a Word format. So it's almost take profit. You must be kidding me. So we are just a few points away from our 60-point take profit with just one indicator entry. That's quite interesting. That's over $4,000 right there. So we're just a few points away. So 79. So we're 9 points away from our take profit. And we were here. Let's see the high of this candle. 75. So we were 4 points away from our take profit. 4 points. Now don't tell me that now it's gonna move down, being 4 points away from our take profit. Because these kinds of things happen even with proper ways of trading, and they suck ass. I've had many situations, many trading days when I would have 1 point from a sometimes 100-point take profit, 1 point away, so 99 points into profit, 1 point away from the take profit, the automatic take profit, and then the price would just drop and stop me out. So it was just 1 point. It was the difference of about 6 or 7, I don't remember precisely, $6,000 or $7,000 on that particular trading day because of 1 point. It was very, very nasty. But it seems like, come on, 1 point, 1 point, literally, what? Yes.
Sell limit executed. Exit with gains.
Exit with gains. Thank you very much, whatever your name is. But yeah, so there we have it. It's $5,000 just out of one indicator trade right here. Okay. Let's wait for the next one, I suppose, and I'll just keep doing whatever I'm doing here. Once again, please don't do this kind of trading with real money, because what I did here was, well, number one, there was a key market level, so perhaps it just helped us, or maybe we just got lucky, because these kinds of structures and indicators, again, some days you will be making money, some days you will be losing money, so just be really, really careful and practice them for fun with, you know, demo money, whatever, but don't use real money, because it has been tested by many traders before, and this kind of stuff is unreliable. And to be honest, I was expecting to lose money today. I was not expecting to make any money, and sometimes it just so happens that you're expecting to do one thing, and then just for the fun of it, it ends up being completely the opposite. So I don't know, maybe we'll find another entry, maybe into a short trade against the key market level, and maybe even that one will work, and in that case we'll make about $10,000 today and not $5,000. But again, it will be only luck. So please don't use this as an example of how to trade with real money. This is for entertainment purposes only, and it's me, Crazy Thomas Krallo, who is ready to put up a few $1,000 for this kind of a social experiment on a Monday morning. So please keep it reasonable. So I had to do something real quick. So let's see what's going on. So are we gonna have another entry? Well, I did not miss anything. That's quite nice. That's the good thing about indicators. They're so simple to follow, so simple to see. That's why I've included them in the learning program, just to practice that systematic way of clicking, even though it's notoriously unreliable for money trading, but it's a great practice. I believe that indicators, regardless of how unreliable they are great for practicing your motor skills, basically your trading motor skills. So it's like learning how to add and subtract before you learn how to multiply, divide, and then finally end up going into complex calculus, etc. So all the equations. So this is, you know, like adding and subtracting, and there are a few structures and nice systems and strategies that I teach in the world of indicators. But once again, don't be fooled by this number here. It's not as simple as that. And to be honest, again, that's why I said that I'll happily donate any of the income from today to charity, and I'll really do so. But the reason why I really thought that I'm gonna lose money here, so I just wanted to make that awesome hype video for YouTube of Thomas Krallo losing, I don't know, whatever, $5,000 with pure indicator trading. What happened to his mind? Did he go crazy? But perhaps it's gonna be a different title in the video after all. Let's see, what is this here? No, all right, so let's just keep it going. Seems to be something here, but again, the bars are almost the same size. I cannot even tell. Stochastic has some nice stairs going down, but MACD, nothing nice yet. Maybe we'll miss it, but whatever. Again, if you cannot see it, it's probably not there, and I'm looking for something nice, something visible, and something evident, like just like this one right here, which again wasn't the best one, but at least it was a lot more visible, in my personal opinion, than something like this here. So, is this going to be a signal here? Again, a similar situation to this one. I can barely see anything. This seems to be accelerating, but I don't see a wave beyond there. So it's in the same thing in stochastic. It's like almost nothing, like the same similar situation like here. I mean, it's not the best. So, and this is why I like to always offer people to practice with indicators, so that you can get used to, if it's there, we're doing something. If nothing is there, we are not doing anything, and getting used to doing absolutely nothing. Like this one. In about 10 seconds, this one is going to be bigger than that one, but these are all the same size, more or less, give or take, you know, a few inches and notches, but it's just not good enough. And this one here, just nothing, just movement of the price, I guess. So I wouldn't do anything even with the indicator trading. So let's move on to the next opportunity, and I have about an hour and a half left here, so let's just hope that we'll get another chance to enter. And right now it's the fun part of what I'm currently doing in my computer here. One of the upgrades for the main website, the one that I have mentioned, is increasing the price for the Assisted Plus. There are so many Assisted Plus students already, and if you don't know what Assisted Plus means, just go to thomaskrallo.com and check it out. It's the most expensive package that I'm selling. The material itself is the same, so the learning materials, all the strategies, all the use of all the proper trading tools, not just indicators, but all the proper trading tools, and all the chapters about psychology, mindset, and risk management, money management, trading statistics, algorithm, etc. Blah 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 blah. The whole 4-month program is all the same, even in the standard package, which is below the price of which is below $1,000. Then there is the assisted package, which is all the same, but includes a personal assistant for the duration of the program. The assistants are guys with quite an extensive trading background, so they know what the hell they're talking about. And then the most expensive one is the Assisted Plus one, which includes all of the stuff that I've just mentioned, plus one-on-one sessions with me and a direct line of communication with me. So you'll be able to ask me questions directly, and you'll have my phone number, so you can call me and complain about something if you really want to do so. I'm going to be your personal coach, so to speak. And yeah, so that's something that we priced it quite high simply because my time is very expensive, and I'm not really looking to spend a few months of my time on somebody for a few $1,000s. So the price was currently is above $10,000, and there are a lot of students who have enrolled with this package. So it just so happens that I need to increase the price. So I'm just sitting here and calculating the new price for the Assisted Plus package, which is going to be about a 60 or 70% increase to the previous price. So what is this one right here? Still, I mean, this is so weak. This is so nothing, but I don't know, should we even take it? I don't know. The bar is bigger, but barely something. Nothing in stochastic, just floating. No, I'm not gonna take it. All right, so let's just increase the price for the Assisted Plus. I already came up with the new price for the complete program, and now I'm just coming up with the price for the shortened program as well, because all of the programs, they all have the opportunities for different packages, including even the basic program. The basic program is the smallest and the shortest program that I'm currently offering, and it's includes just a few chapters on the basic and fundamental things, and it's designed to help an individual decide whether they're interested in getting into trading at all or not. And it's also certainly possible to get an Assisted Plus package with the basic program and basically talk to me and see. I always share my realist experiences with trading, and there is about 1 hour of my personal time included in that Assisted Plus basic program. And people tend to get the most out of it and ask me as many questions as they possibly can in that 1 hour, and it's quite a lot of fun actually. But yeah, but that one will stay the same. With the Assisted Plus complete and shortened programs, the price is being increased simply because there is just so much of my personal time that goes into each student. It's quite ridiculous, to be honest. So I'm not really looking to move to 24/7 work with my students. I rather have a few hours per day on the Assisted Plus students. That's fine, but not more. Otherwise, what's going to be the point of me creating this project when the main idea of it was to move away from 24/7 work kind of thing, which I was doing with trading itself. So now what we have here is finally starts to move. It seems like it starts to move after this just side move of nothing, with a few provocations, but again, no clear signal. Not even here. It seems like it was increasing, but always look at the bars and there is just nothing. So it's perfect to practice that sight and the view and then attention to detail, because trading, even proper ways of trading, not this kind of trading, is all about attention to detail. So it's always nice to practice this kind of trading to train your attention to detail. And here there might be, and again, I'm using just a 1 minute time frame for my shot caller. So basically using these structures in indicators for today for this ridiculous practice trading and fun trading, and just a social experiment for the name of local orphanages, I suppose. Then I'm looking for entry signals in the 1 minute chart, but then there is also the 5 minute chart, which is here more for major trend giver, basically, so to speak. And there was some kind of, but we were not paying attention to the 5 minute chart, so I was taking entries only in the 1 minute chart. And here in about 40 seconds we're gonna have probably a signal in the 5 minute chart, but I'll stay away from it simply because we did not take any signals in the 5 minute chart today. We only used the 1 minute chart, so we'll stay systematic and we will not take one in the 5 minute. And even if it happens, we'll take only the 1 minute one that might follow the one that might happen here in the 5-minute chart. And in the 15-minute chart, it's just for reference, so it doesn't even have any indicators there. So yeah, basically that's the thing, because if we were to trade the 5-minute chart as well, we should have taken one of these signals, and I believe we were already trading today when this signal here happened. So it was a nice wave below the trigger. It was quite visible, unlike something like this here. So we should have taken this entry, and actually it would have been quite a nice one. Our take profit would have been taken here, and we would have actually made $10,000, but I wasn't paying attention to the 5. I mean, I've seen it, but I wasn't looking into getting into using the 5-minute chart for getting into a trade. I was looking for only a 1-minute time frame. So we'll stay systematic and not take anything in the 5-minute chart, even if it happens. And right now, if you can see here, again, similar situation to this one. So it's seems like something is there, but if you look at the bars, then there is actually nothing there. So we'll keep our fingers away, but only also for the purposes of staying systematic and not jumping from one to the other, from one to the other, doing only one simple approach. So not mixing in and adding extra risk of being unsystematic. And right now I have about 1 hour left till I have to leave. Alright, did we miss anything? Let me check, because I had to run out for a minute. Well, maybe this here. And stochastic going down and MACD going up. Just really slow. Nothing. Just this one was at least something visible, something takeable. And this one here, not that very much. And these here are just slow. Boring. Well, in the 5-minute, there was something visible and understandable here in the 5-minute. This one here, but we've agreed to do it only in the 1-minute time frame, so that's what we are doing. Well, it does seem like not very much fun here, is it? Just a complete slowdown. So we had some downtrend, basically a super slow downtrend, then side move, some downtrend, some side move, our entry, uptrend, exit in a perfect spot, so to speak. Then a side move, a slow continuation of an uptrend, and then again a completely dead side move. So what a day. But still is okay, I would say, with 3 futures contracts with just a blind trade of an indicator trade. Well, from a level anyway, as I mentioned, but one trade, $5,000. Even for me, that's quite substantial. But again, I knew what I was doing in terms of the risks that I was bearing to enter into the market with this kind of an approach today. So again, don't try to be me. Don't try to replicate this kind of trading with money trading. I'd recommend going for my complete program at tomskralo.com to learn the proper ways of trading, and leave something like this to me, to somebody who doesn't really give a crap and can afford to lose. As I said, I was ready to lose about $5,000 today, not make $5,000, but lose $5,000. So leave this kind of gambling trading to somebody like me who is ready to lose 5,000 or make 5,000 and donate it to the charity. So leave it to people like me, and learn the proper ways of trading, and trade key market levels, level 2 market data with a bunch of rules and techniques, and the calculation of your expectations and the development of your personal trading algorithm, etc. And then when you make it, and then maybe you'll become a coach just like myself, and then just for fun you could do this kind of trading with real money, but not until then. Don't play games with the markets and with the real money, because it will become very expensive very, very quickly, for sure. That's just guaranteed. All right, so I'm gonna have to finish up the list for my IT guy, for the IT team to take care of for me, and there are quite a few things that I need to put into a understandable language for them to understand it and to actually implement what I want them to implement, and it's not always the easiest thing to do. So right, I can see that the market is completely slowing down here at all, and I don't see the purpose of me staying here. I have about 30 minutes left, so I'm just gonna try to edit this video really quick and upload it to YouTube. And yeah, so there was something here, but again, if you look at the MACD bars, then you'll see that there is nothing there. And yeah, well, I hope that you've enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit the like button, and please remember, do not do this kind of stuff with real money. This 4,500 euro, about $5,000, I'll withdraw from the account, or maybe I'll just keep it there, but I'll donate this amount of money to a local charity that works with orphanages, so as promised. And yeah, so perhaps I'll do my best to find some time to do some serious trading with some serious approach, with some stock picking and serious key market levels and the analysis of level 2 market data, and do, you know, the proper way of trading. And yeah, but it takes a lot more time than this kind of fun stuff. I just wanted to do at least some kind of trading, some kind of fun stuff, and I was thinking to, you know, have this big red line of letters saying Thomas Krallo lost $5,000 trading with MACD, but it's not the day, I guess. Just at least, you know, some profit for a change, and yeah, just fun stuff. And I hope that you've enjoyed it. If you did, please like the video, and please subscribe, and I'll see you in the next videos.